Don't leave it up to the other man or to another day. Take your life into your hands. Make it work out your way. It's not the number of times you stumble down and fall upon the ground. It's the number of times you pick yourself up and keep on moving on to meet your goals. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see, Dr. J. All right, where are you, Dr. J? Okay, here we go. There we go. Come on in, Dr. J. Good morning, Sade. Welcome. Sherry Amor. I am Miri Shimfabwebi. Shimfabwebi. Beautiful. Thank you for joining us. What is it? It is Wisdom Wednesday. And this is Dr. Herbert Harris. And our normal guest with us is Dr. J, and she should be joining us in a minute. Thanks for joining us today. Our topic for today is one that I think will help get us to where we want to go. And it's called Hang Tough and Keep Rolling. Hang tough and keep rolling. Now, what do I mean by that? That no matter what happens, no matter what obstacles come to you, you just hang in there and you will be victorious. As you know, all of our writings are based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. And folks, let me tell you this. Let me invite you to some of the goodies that we have for you. Go to our website, herbertharris.info, www.herbertharris.info. And we have a free audio on the principles of wealth building. We have a free booklet to help you set and achieve your goals this year. We also have the opportunity for you to book a call to speak directly with me about our upcoming project, our Success Talk interviews. These interviews are transforming the world because people are being healed by hearing other people's story of victory. So today, the topic is hang tough and keep rolling. And I wanted to deal with that topic because right now, as we are completing this year, it is so critical that we do whatever it takes, for as long as it takes, to give us the opportunity to finish this year strong. We have less than a month and a half. We have about a month and a half. Okay? And what this is saying is you can transform this year and make it your year for success, even though your performance has sucked for the first part of the year. Even if to this point you have not kept your goals, you have not kept your word, especially with yourself. And so the message today is to hang tough. That even though that has not happened, you can always write a new ending. You can't change the past. You can't change the beginning, but you can change the ending. And so when we look at where we are right now, when we assess where we are right now, you got to be honest with yourself where you're at right now. At this point, we should be looking forward to close out this year, knowing that we start next year where we ended this year. And the question is, what do I have to do to make this year productive with rewards, with blessings for me? Between now and the end of this year. Now, you remember, let's just give a little review. Your goals must be smart. They must be specific. So if you're looking at the end of this year, what specific things do you want to accomplish? Is it a money goal? Is it a relationship goal? Is it a business goal? Whatever it is, write it down. Your goal must be measurable. It's not enough to say, I want to be happy, because happiness isn't measurable. What makes you happy? Those should be the goals, the things that make you happy. And I challenge each and every one of you who are watching today. Write in the chat, what makes you happy? Now, don't be afraid to say, hey, money makes me happy. You know, the Bible even says, wine is made for merriment, but money answereth all things. Now, I didn't say that. The Bible said that. And what it's saying is that money is really exchange of value. Okay? It's not the physical stuff. It's exchange of value. And so what that is saying is that if you give value, if you add value to somebody else's life, to your job, to your position, to yourself, then the rewards are likewise. If you love yourself and treat yourself well, you probably have a happy, healthy life. If you respect others and treat them well, you'll probably have good relationships. If you do your job, do it well, go above what is expected to do what you know it constitutes a good job, you will be rewarded. So measurable. It must be set in advance. And this is very easy. We have what, 45, 46, 47 days, maybe 50 days between now and the end of the year. So you should have a 50-day goal. A goal of where you want to be on on December 31st of this year. It must be realistic. Now, you know something, folks? When we set unrealistic goals, we will probably set ourselves up for failure. I always refer to my friend Kenya Crooks, a personal trainer. You do not walk in the gym and you have not been in the gym since in the last 10 years, haven't lifted anything heavier than a fork or a book, and expect to snatch, jerk 250 pounds. So if that's your goal for next week, don't do it. You can get hurt. So realistic, saying, okay, this is where I am right now. What can I realistically accomplish? Don't let your expectations, though, be bound by your situation. Okay? You see, low expectations give low performance and low results. So you can give high expectations, but just be reasonable based on where you are right now and based on the goal itself. You know, if your goal is to get a PhD and you haven't gotten an MA or a BA, chances are you can't do it over the next 60 days. So be realistic about it. Set a goal that you can accomplish by stretching. All right? And then finally, it covers a certain time period. Well, that goes without saying. So right now, today, update your goals. Say, hey, this is what I want to accomplish by the end of the year. This is how much money I'd like to stash. We can get so involved with buying gifts and spending money as the holiday season being totally manipulated by the marketers of the world. But you can say, you know what? I'm going to buy everybody something that's really valuable to them. I'm going to buy everybody a book. As a matter of fact, if you want to give somebody a really valuable gift, give them a copy of the 12 Universal Laws of Success. That's valuable. You can get online on Amazon, and you can go to our website, www.12uls.com. But make a commitment to give people something they need, something of value to them. Maybe you'll say, let me look at my budget for closing out the year. How can I not spend stuff, do impulse buying? In other words, once you set your goals for the end of this year, there can be, doesn't have to be, but a daily challenge, because the world is always trying to pull you away. People that you know are often trying to pull you off your game. So there's going to be a daily challenge that you must meet and overcome to accomplish the things you say you want to do between now and the end of the year. So when I say hang tough, that means this. Number one, keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the prize, which means you have to have defined the prize. That's why this goal setting piece is so important. Define 2 or 3 specific things you want to accomplish between now and the end of the year. And it might be something this is simple. The nice thing about money goals is it's real clear whether you achieve them or not. Relationship goals, you may or may not. You know, you say, well, between now and the end of the year, I would like to have a better relationship with my significant other, with my wife, with my husband, between now and the end of the year. Well, that may not be as definite as accumulating a certain amount of money, but you can make it definite. So what does that mean? I want to have a better relationship between now and the end of the year. Well, you may just say, well, you know what I'm going to do between now and the end of the year? I'm going to listen more. Before I respond to anything my significant other says to me, I'm going to listen to their whole story first. I'm not going to interrupt. These are things you can do right now to change your relationship. I'm not going to interrupt. I'm going to hear their whole story first. And then after I've heard their whole story first, I'm going to count to 10 so that I don't react emotionally. They may say something that could be hurtful, could be discouraging, and the reaction might be to slap them. Ha! Okay. But if you say, hey, I'm going to listen more, okay, I'm going to hear the person's whole story first, and I'm going to count to 10 before I speak. That's something you can do. Now, how that's going to impact the other person, and it will, but based on their level of consciousness, based on level, some people may be too hurt to help. That's very negative. But what I'm saying is this: some people can have such a level of hurt and pain that it takes some serious work to overcome it, to break through it. That's why therapy is so good. Sometimes we have to recognize that we may not have the tools to help ourselves out of an emotional quicksand. Therapy is so helpful. And we have to set aside our egos sometimes to deal with that. But whatever it is, relationship, money, that's why I say, see, that's more complicated than money. If you just set a money goal, I'll challenge you. I don't care how much money you have. Whatever money you are generating each week, make a commitment to pay yourself first. Let's do it on a daily basis. Okay. However you get paid. Now, I'm an entrepreneur. Every day I have to add up what I made or what I spent. I have to do a balance sheet every day, cash flow statement. Okay. However your money comes, make this commitment between now and the end of the year to say every day or every week. Do it on a weekly basis. You see, this is a weekly situation. This is a daily situation. Every week, I will save $50. Let's just say $50. If you don't want to do a specific amount, then say every week, I will save 10% of whatever I generate. Not the net, not 10% after expenses, but 10% off the top. So if you're making $500 a week, set aside $50 and do it first. We often say, pay yourself first. If you ever want to get rich, pay yourself first. So everybody on this call, everybody watching on Instagram, on YouTube, if you're serious, write in the chat, I pay myself first. I pay myself first. So between now and the end of this year, set aside 10% of whatever you earn on a daily and no more than a weekly basis. If you get paid every 2 weeks, it's a little harder, but whatever that pay cycle is, if you're on a job, 10%. If you don't do it, you see, that's why money goals are so powerful. When you don't follow them, it becomes immediately apparent. So if you said, I'm going to set aside 10% of my income every week now for the next 6 weeks, and I make $500 a week, then I should have 6 times $50, $300. Guess what? You don't have to wait to December 31st. G major sound. Thank you. I pay myself first. All right. All right. Keep doing it. Avery Brass said, I will pay myself first. Avery put it in the personal. I pay myself first. In the immediate present, I pay myself first. You see, whatever you put in the present creates the vibration inside to make it happen. I pay myself first. Guess what? If it's weekly, and this Friday you don't do it, it becomes very obvious on Monday you didn't do it. Now come next Friday, the only way to make up for it is to say, okay, thank you. There you go, Avery. I pay myself first in the present. So if you mess up this week, then next Friday, you got to set aside $100. Now, you see the reason you do it on a daily or weekly basis, because if it's hard to do this week and you don't do it next week, it's going to be even harder. So if you couldn't find $50 this week, you're going to have to be dedicated and creative to be able to find $100 by next Friday. You can set aside. But folks, that is the secret to achieving financial security. Because financial security is created in the present. Created where you can monitor your progress and see what happens. Relationships are a little different. Just taking the same example, if your goal is over the next 6 weeks to create a better relationship, you say, well, I will listen to my significant other and I will not interrupt them as they share whatever they have to share with me. Then you start out. Maybe that first week, you do it and then they say something really caustic and you just crap. Well, you know, okay, so well, I only accomplished it 60% of the time. Next week I'll go for 70. But you see, the point is, if you have a specific pattern, goal, or activities, or action items, then you monitor yourself to see that it got done. So when I say hang tough and keep rolling, over these next few days, let's work on a day-to-day basis, because we only have what, about 60 days left? On a daily basis, look at each day, set a goal for each day, and then at the end of the day, commit to accomplish it. Commit to listen to the whole story first. Commit to save 10%. Maybe it's a job goal. Maybe you say, look, you know, the end of the year is coming and we're going to have evaluations coming up. I don't want to be the one to get cut. Then, you know, say, hey, I'm going to commit between now and the end of this year. I'm going to get to work 15 minutes early. So when my boss comes in, I'm sitting at the desk. I'm going to commit to leave 15 minutes later. So that when my boss is sitting there, he's saying, wow, Herb seems really dedicated. And I guarantee you, after about a week or 2 weeks, the boss is going to come out and say, what's up? How you doing? Oh, man, I'm doing great. Love my job, and I tell you, I'm just trying to put in this time because I want to make sure to get this right, whatever your assignment is. See, people in authority love people who pay attention, people who value what's important to them. A person would not be paying you for a job if what you are doing is not important to them. They don't just hand out money. So in your job, in your community, whatever it is, to break it down into little doable chunks. I'll tell you folks, if you can do that, then you can transform this year and make it exactly the way you want it to be. So Hang Tough says that every day, deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with the daily performance of the things you need to do to create and achieve the goals you want by the end of this year. And when we say, keep rolling, to recognize that there's going to be problems. There will be challenges. There will be obstacles. Stuff happens. You can have a day completely planned out, and all of a sudden, the other day, the power came and cut the power for 4 hours. Now, if I'd known they were coming, I'd have charged up everything, and it just happened that day we had dropped the car off to have it serviced. So it didn't even have the car available to charge my phone up in the car. So stuff happens. And the idea of keep rolling is to be committed to say, no matter what it is, I'm willing to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to get it done. So if you mess up this first week and don't save that $50, the next week you say, now, how can I make an extra 50? I'm going to take 50 out of my paycheck this month. But in order for me to accomplish my goal by the end of this year, I got to find another $50 this week. And then commit to do it. So keep rolling says that no matter what happens, no matter how big the hole, if there's a big hole there, you build a bridge across. If there's a big wall, you find a ladder and climb on top. Hey, Mr. Wealthy, thanks for joining us. If there's a disagreeable person, you find a way to neutralize that disagreement. You know, it's hard to cuss at a person who's smiling at you. Sometimes people want to run off at the mouth. I'll tell you one technique I do. When people are very belligerent about something that they have to say to me or about me, I do what's called a slow talk. So if you came at me and, Dr. Harris, blah, 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 and I'll slow you down. I'll go like, can you repeat? And slow talk and talk softly. Can you say that again? I want to make sure I'm clear on what you said. Dropping your tone of voice, dropping your energy, that's what you call a pattern interrupt. So a person's yelling at you and you're saying, I can't hear you. Can you repeat that? Say that one more time. I just want to be clear. See, now, think about this. A person's hollering at you, maybe even cursing you out. And if you confront them and curse them back, guess what? It's just going to escalate. And when I say keep rolling, that can pull you off your path. So like, how can I neutralize it? Can you repeat that again? Talking softly. That creates a contrast. Can you repeat that again? And then honor what they said. I want to be sure that I understand what you're saying. You know, most people cussing can't remember what they cursed. Can you say that again? I just want to make sure I got it. I can't remember what I said. Oh, okay. Well, if you can think about it, maybe you can put it back together. Now you change the whole energy. Now you got them trying to remember why they wanted to curse you out in the first place. See what I'm saying, folks? There's always a way. When we say keep rolling, there's always a way to deal with any obstacle, to deal with any challenge, to deal with any barrier that you can get through it. You just ask yourself, how can I neutralize this and make it work for me? What can I say to make this situation work for me? What can I do to get the best results for myself and my family? You see, the questions we ask determines the answers we hear. If you don't ask the right questions, you will not get the right answers. So, just wanted to share that with you today. There's a beautiful affirmation that hangs in it, affirmation number 11. It says this: I persist in my efforts with unshakable faith in my own ability. This is from my 12 affirmations to live by poster. I persist in my efforts with unshakable faith in my own ability. And then affirmation number 12 says this: I execute my plan and produce desired results. Let's just take a deep breath today. Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much, folks, for being with us. Remember to get your copy of the 12 Universal Laws of Success. This is the perfect gift for anyone you care about. Get it from us, get it from all the online bookstores, get it from Amazon, and you can get it on our direct website. You can come right to 12, the number 12uls.com, and I'll autograph it for you. www.12uls.com. Be sure to go and visit our link tree. There are a lot of goodies there to help you make this your year for outrageous success. There's that free audio on the wealth building audio, the free books on how to set and achieve your goals. Also, you can set up a call to me so we can talk directly, and I may want to interview you and have you tell your story of victory. Anyway, there are lots of goodies there. Whatever you do, folks, be sure to visit our website. But remember this: you can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. You can have anything you desire, knowing that the best is yet to come. And so it is. Let's sing it on out here. Here comes the words for you now. I often sit and wonder how things could be this way. I guess we'd better tell them this is a brand new day. Don't leave it up to the other man or to another day. Take your life into your hands. Make it work out your way. It's not the number of times you stumble down and fall upon the ground. It's the number of times you pick yourself up and keep on moving on to meet your goals. All right, folks, thanks so much for being with us here. Always know that the best is yet to come. Hang tough and keep rolling.